Hello, BizHackers. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to launch a LinkedIn ad campaign. So let's begin. All right, so from your homepage, what you're going to want to do is click on the work button on the top right-hand corner. And this is in order to go over to the advertising platform, which you arrive at by clicking on advertise right down here. Now that's going to open up LinkedIn's advertising page. Which it's taking a minute to do. All right, there we go. And you're going to click on the create ad in the middle of the screen there. Now, because I already have an established account, that's why you're able to see the account name here. However, you will likely see some kind of messaging related to enrolling your account. So you'll have to go through the process of establishing your ad account before you're able to launch a campaign. But again, it should all feel very familiar as you did with creating it on Facebook, in that you're going to have to associate a debit or credit card to your ad account. But once all of that is all said and done, then you can create the campaign. So what I'm going to do is click on the account that I want to launch the campaign for. You might notice there's an add account button on the top right hand corner. So if you have multiple ad accounts, then this is where you'd be able to jump in, between all the different ad accounts that you have by clicking on the account name on the table here. So as you can see, I only have one account. I'm going to click on that account name. And what you'll see is a dashboard and a table with campaigns that you've run. So here is a campaign group. Think of the campaign group as the campaign from Facebook. So under the campaign, you're going to have your ads. So it's almost like one less step as compared to Facebook, in that Facebook has campaign, ad set, and then ads. And LinkedIn, we're basically going from campaign into the ads. So this campaign had two ads, as you can see here. And then the reason you see no data, it's because it's showing data for the past 30 days, but you can adjust that by selecting any one of these options here. And then, if you've run campaigns in the past, then that'll populate this dashboard right over here. But let's get into creating a brand new campaign. So I'm going to click on the create campaign button on the top right hand side. And when selecting an ad product, think of this as selecting the placement of the ad. So you start off the LinkedIn campaign process or ad creation process by first selecting the placement. So sponsored content is the type of ads you'll see on the LinkedIn feed. You've got text ads, which are going to hover above your feed or above your profile. It's simply text that you can click on. Or sponsored in-mail, which is a sponsored message that gets delivered directly into the inbox of your targeted audience. Let me select the sponsored content, the newsfeed type ad. So I'm going to click select here on that first row. You have to create your campaign name. Click next. Select where it is that you're going to be funneling people. What is the as they're look how they're phrasing it here, what you want to accomplish with your campaign. So if you select send people to your website or content, so you're going to have to provide the URL in which you're going to funnel the traffic to when they click on your ad. If you're trying to capture new leads, this is identical. The process is identical to Facebook's lead generation campaign. So the form will be pre-populated, and then they'll send you their contact info. Or if you're going to be using video content for your campaign, then you're going to want to get video views. And of course, you have this option to learn more if you want to get a little more info regarding that type of placement for your ad. I'm not sorry, not placement, but rather format for your ad. All right, I'm going to click next. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. No, this is actually where you're going to be. Think of this more as a campaign objective. So this is the equivalent of selecting a campaign objective, not as robust as Facebook. So this is basically just like the traffic or perhaps a conversions objective. Although, LinkedIn is not going to be optimizing it like Facebook does, to my knowledge. This is, again, a lead gen objective or video viewing objective. All right, so next, and now I'm going to select the ad format. So it's either going to be an article, a carousel like we're all familiar with that consists of multiple images, or a video that you'd be using for your campaign. So I'll select article or image. What this is showing us is existing content or available content that's been used in previous ads. So if you wanted to basically create a new ad or create a new campaign out of content that you've used in the past, you'll be able to do that here. If not, just click next here on the bottom right-hand corner. All right, so here's where we start to define the audience. So we've got target by, if you have a saved template, which we don't, and that's why this option isn't available to us. The only other one you'll see here is the audience below. So first thing is location targeting. So you can't get as granular as Facebook lets you, in that Facebook allows you to target an exact address or a zip code. So here you are limited to country, state, or city. So for example, if you type Miami, it's the Miami-Fort Lauderdale area. If you want to, but you can target multiple cities. So if I also wanted to target Palm Beach, for example, I can do that. And you can kind of layer different locations that you want to display your ad in. If you wanted to target people specifically who lived in these areas, then you have this option here. And you just simply check that box off. Now we start getting into your different targeting criteria. So because it's primarily a B2B platform, then you're going to have things that you don't have in Facebook, like company size, job title, job function, people by industry, people with certain degrees or skills, company followers of certain companies. So it's very geared towards B2B, obviously. So if I wanted to, for example, target CEOs of a company or CMOs. Oh, interesting. See if I put anything related to marketing, then you see just a pretty substantial list of a bunch of different marketing titles that I want to target for this campaign. So, let me just add these at random. So let me give you a few suggestions here. So you can take their suggestions and just click on them or you can continue typing up here and then choose from the list again. So LinkedIn Audience Network. Again, this should sound familiar again. This is just like Facebook Audience Network. So this will be, your ad will be displayed on third-party websites that LinkedIn has a partnership with. And they also have the audience expansion. So what you're doing there is you're telling LinkedIn to go ahead and target, use targeting criteria that you did not select, but that it feels, but that LinkedIn feels would be effective for your campaign. So you can read about each option there. So I'm just going to disable it. Haven't tested this feature with LinkedIn. Typically on Facebook, by selecting audience expansion, campaigns tend to be a little more expensive. So I'm going to assume it's the same case here. All right, you're going to select the goal of your campaign. So if it's simply awareness, or you want people to actually visit the site, or if you're trying to drive conversions. You can select conversion tracking. Here's a conversion name from a previous campaign. However, let's just switch it over to website visits. There we go. Here is your daily budget. You can see the minimum budget is $10 a day. You can leave LinkedIn behind the driver's seat and let them bid on your behalf. Or you can make the campaign a cost per click and be charged only when someone clicks on the campaign. And then again, they're kind of giving you a range in which they recommend that you budget per click. So I would recommend that first leaving it an automatic, just to kind of get a feel for the performance of the ad before you start bidding on a cost per click basis instead. All right, the campaign start date, you can schedule it or start it immediately. And then if you wanted to add a specific end date, you would add that here as well, or total budget. And here you have some pretty interesting options for ad rotation. So read about that a little more here, but you can optimize for what they refer to as performance, or allow the ads to enter auction evenly. So I have typically only run it with the optimized for performance. So that's the only one that I can really speak to. I haven't tested this other option. So feel free to read up on that. And then once you're ready to launch, you just click Launch Campaign, and your campaign will then be published. So again, there's some similarities to Facebook, only that the order in which the campaign is built, it's slightly different. But all of the concepts, should sound very familiar. Again, Facebook is essentially a proxy for all of these other social media advertising platforms. So if you feel comfortable with Facebook, you're going to feel even more comfortable with LinkedIn. So I'm sure you'll have no problem building and getting these campaigns up and running. All right. So that is it for the LinkedIn campaign demo. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and I'll be more than happy to help. I'll talk to you guys later.